Hi, my name is Andrea Walker, and this is my failure resume. On it are performing poorly in high school, leaving Norwich University, not securing a position with Adventure and Adventure Out, and having lost a job. I did poorly in high school, and therefore I was unable to receive the financial assistance that I really could have benefited from going to college. And also, it limited my options in terms of what colleges I went to. The good thing that came out of me doing poorly in high school is I did poorly because I was skipping, but I was skipping to hang out with the band kids in the band room, and I really perfected my craft as a pianist and clarinetist, and a vocal musician. So these are things I use to decompress and as a hobby almost on a weekly basis, and I learned that well while I was in high school. Failure resume number 2, leaving Norwich University. I attended Norwich because I hoped to commission in the United States Navy as a lieutenant junior grade in aviation, not necessarily in flight because I was blind as a bat and still am, but in aviation ordnance or something of the like. Because my grades were poor in high school, though, I was unable to secure an ROTC scholarship, although I did get nearly a full ride from the institution itself. However, another oversight of mine was that I was almost 250 pounds, and I was a member of the Corps of the Cadets because it's a military school. So I lost over 100 pounds before my freshman year was over, but my academics took a beating because I was much more invested in the weight loss in the military portion than the academics. See, old habits die hard. Ended up still not securing an ROTC scholarship, even though there are 4 years of opportunities to get one if you don't come into school with one. I was worn out by the time I left Norwich. I wasn't put out, but I elected to quit myself and ended up in the field of education. And that would not have happened if I didn't leave Norwich. And leaving Norwich probably wouldn't have happened if I did well in high school. Next on the list is turning down an opportunity to work with Adventure In, Adventure Out, which is a local outdoor adventure organization. I did not appropriately assess the amount of time and commitment that would have been necessary to work for AIAO when I applied for the position, even though outdoor adventure is something that I love to do. I did not maintain that opportunity. I failed at keeping that job because I did not tie up all my loose ends. The good news is I know that I need to tie up all my loose ends, and I also know that outdoor adventure is an important part of my life. So now I have friends who are working on a group fitness program called Team Us, and they have requested to have my support and possibly my leadership on some outdoor adventure activities for their organization. So I can offer that now. And that could be a potential revenue stream, an additional one for me, but also will allow me that fun and adventure of being a part of sharing the outdoors with others. Last but not least, I lost a job a few years ago, and I lost it because I did not agree with the leadership that I was under at the time, and I was confrontational about that. And also, I occasionally ran late, and it was a significant amount of income that I had at the time, but the benefit that came from me losing that job was at the time I had an aunt who was sick with cancer. She was passing, and there weren't people home who could really take care of her. My aunts, my mom, everyone is older, and I'm still very young and pretty fit. And so I was able to help her to be comfortable and to kind of stabilize things in my family. There were kids involved and all that as we went through that hard time. So if I had had that job, I would not have been able to be there to help them in any way. I used to be very hard on myself about leaving Norwich and about doing poorly in high school, about not being in the Navy, about not hiking more, about not taking the time to make more music. But I've learned that each one of those things that I didn't achieve yielded a fruit. And the fruit of all that is that I have failed enough in pursuit of education and adventure that I have found myself in a career where I am the gateholder of educational opportunities and adventure for other people's children and my own child. And I take that job as a steward of opportunity very seriously. And I'm very resourceful in helping kids to be very creative about how they can pursue their own opportunities and to have an eye for adventure, an eye for resource and an eye for opportunity and how to seize those. That helps me to fail well, knowing that failure is not necessarily a testament to my character. It's a testament to my values and my work ethic, and shows me where I can do better and where I can observe trends that lead to me not having the yield that I want. In my current position, I do work with a lot of highly educated people. I have members of my team who are Ivy League educated, who even have PhDs, and many of them are from affluent backgrounds. And I am from one of the poorer neighborhoods in Springfield, and I have not completed my bachelor's degree. But I don't allow myself to feel like an imposter for too long, because I consider myself to be an expert in my experience. And I consider myself to be a resource to folks who work with the young people that we have in common. And I can help them to establish best practices for how to reach and educate these young people and to have the best impact possible. And to build the relationships they need to build so that the kids get the education that they need and are receptive to the information that each other educator has. So, in short, from our readings, I read The Failure Resume by Mr. Herrera, and that basically sums up how I deal with failing well. Failing well simply means to not take failure as some personal affront, either externally or internally, but simply to reassess what went right and what went wrong, and to look at the unexpected blessings that come from that, and to use them to create more opportunities for unexpected blessings. So I've got Cottonmouth now. Walker out. See you guys later.